The story of the kill call resulted from several different subjects which were going around in my head, one of which was the idea of fox hunting, which is obviously a subject I had to deal with, and it's a very controversial subject, and I'm sure that readers will have their own opinions on this. And I was also intrigued by Derbyshire's plague village, which is called Eyam, which has become a rather macabre tourist attraction, looking at the names of all the people who died from the Black Death. So those two subjects are linked by the idea of the kill call itself, which is a call on the hunting horn, calling the hounds in to kill the fox. So I'm hoping readers will be drawn in and intrigued by the mystery of what happens to the man whose body is found with his head crushed in is found by the local foxhounds in a field near Eyam. And were the members of the hunt involved, or was it the hunt saboteurs? I chose to write crime fiction because I've been a huge fan of crime novels myself as a reader for many years, and it just seemed to make sense to write the sort of novel that I would have enjoyed reading myself. I mean, that just, it's just so obvious, really, isn't it? But I think also crime fiction does everything that I want as a writer. You can write about character and relationships, you can write about a place, as I do with the Peak District, and you can deal with social issues. I think some of the best writing about contemporary social issues is taking place in crime fiction right now. And you can do all of that in the course of a book, but still have an interesting story that's going to make the reader want to read through to the end of the book. So crime fiction is just perfect for me. The Peak District has wonderful atmospheric locations, a huge range of settings in a very small area. It has thousands of years of history, visible right there in the landscape, from the Neolithic stone circles to the Second World War aircraft wrecks on the moors. But it also has all the inherent pressures and conflicts that come from being the second most visited national park in the world. And that's because it's not remote in any real sense. It has big cities right on the doorstep, so the people from Sheffield and Manchester, for example, treat it as their backyard. And there's a real conflict between millions of visitors who go to the Peak District and the people who live and work there. And there's even a symbolism in the landscape, because the Peak District is divided into two geological halves, the White Peak and the Dark Peak. You have picturesque villages in the White Peak, and on the other hand you have bleak expanses of moorland in the Dark Peak, and the white and dark represent good and evil right there in the landscape. So it's a perfect area for the sort of crime novel that I'm writing. I hope the readers will really get a lot out of this book, because this is the latest instalment in the lives of Ben Cooper and Diane Fry, which I know a lot of readers are really enjoying, and it's also a very exciting story which I hope will keep them entertained right through to the twist at the end.